ای خدا عجب قویه. I love you. ببین خدا تو رو نگه داشته. اگه اینجا رفته بود الان رفته بودی. حیف تو بود. اگرم رئیس جمهور نمیشدی حیف زندگیت بود و خیف خونی یاد بود. گناه داشتی. I love you. I love you. خدا نگهدار.
You got the Persian grandmas going crazy for your boy Trump over there now, boy. She over there, mwah. Oh, man. Somebody said this is a beautiful lady. She's demonstrating how 90% of MAGA truly feel. I don't know if I feel like that. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm kissing the screen when I see Trump. No, hell to no, nah. Now, if it comes to the support that he has for this country, then yeah, by all means, you know, but nothing else. That's it. You know, it's okay that you're in love with Trump, but not your boy, okay? Somebody said America's love. He's America's love. Anyhow, we just heard from the Persian community. Let's hear from the Indian community on how they feel about Kamala or Trump. Well, Kamala.
The Indian community will most definitely not be voting for you. Specifically because you think everybody deserves the same income no matter what profession? Bitch, that is communism! What kind of anti-American bullshit are you trying to sell us? All Indians know that you must study and work very hard to afford Tesla. How dare you try to take away all our hard work and studying to become doctor or engineer? The Indian community has worked far too long and hard to not become regional Slurpee manager at 7-Eleven. Kamala, as the CEO of Indians, I revoke your presidential campaign. You will never be able to run for office in a democratic nation ever again. Especially Prime Minister of India. But shit, you can run against Putin, you know, since you're communist. Don't act like
I'm already happy I got my giggles out when I seen that clip. The first time I watched that clip, I was dying laughing. I mean, oh my gosh. I'm just happy to see that we have people catching on to the truth, okay? We have Kamala out here shape shifting for the people, and the people ain't like, nah, man. I love this guy though, man. I love this guy. His comedy is on par, man, up there with the greats as it relates to Kamala, man. Now, this is besides the point a little bit, but I gotta bring it to your attention because you're going through it. Aren't you tired of getting all these spam calls and text messages? Do you know why you're getting them? Let me explain. What it is these big tech companies can't keep our information safe, and they not even trying, low-key. Recently, Ticketmaster was hacked, and over 500 million users' data was put up for sale on the dark web. They ain't gonna tell you about that. You know why? Because they said that this doesn't have a material impact on their business, so they ain't really gonna do nothing about it. But that stolen data includes full names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and your credit card info. I mean, basically, they're you. And in that scenario, you actually hope that it just leads to more spam as opposed to fraud. And this is why I want to bring to your attention the sponsor of today's video, Aura.com. Aura alerts me when my data is breached, giving me fast fraud alerts and removes my info from data broker websites to cut down on spam. Aura also offers transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, password protection, parental controls, and identity theft insurance, all in one affordable app. I'm telling you right now, if my info was ever compromised in the Ticketmaster breach, I wouldn't even be worried at this point. You know why? Because I know Aura got my back. They in the background, keeping me safe all day. So I'm no longer gonna allow you not to be able to protect yourself or your family. I want you to be able to protect them. So go visit aura.com/kingdomreacts right now and try your first 2 weeks for free. The description will also be in the link below. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. Oh man, let me read some comments. I feel like there's more people with this line of thinking out there, but polls don't show that. And will their vote count? Hilarious but true. Somebody else wrote, It's not the Indian community. It's Chameleon. Chameleon is pandering to. She's pandering to all of us, bro. It's just what it is. That's what she do. That's just what Scamala is about. Okay. I had my next video queued up and ready, but it don't seem like it's queued up and ready. This is a whole nother topic right here.
Everyday prices are too high. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. The bills add up. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes, prescription medication, the cost of food. A loaf of bread costs 50% more. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's a serious housing shortage. The price of housing has gone up. It's too difficult to build, and it's driving prices up. It is out of reach. The size of down payments have gone up as well. Costs are still too high. There's not much left at the end of the month, and prices are still too high.
Who's gonna tell her? Somebody please tell me. Who's gonna tell her? Y'all did all this, man. How are you campaigning against something that you created? That don't make sense. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm the president today. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And tomorrow, I'm going to campaign against everything I just did in order to win y'all over. Are we really that gullible, America? We can't be that gullible. Oh, my gosh. Now, let's look at the ad that was actually that was engendered because of this.
I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before: Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets.
Essentially, what we're talking about, though, is gargantuan big government that controls everything. What we're talking about is a war on capitalism.
It's not going to be markets. It's not going to be supply and demand that's determining how much your grocery store charges you for milk or for eggs. It's going to be some bureaucrat in D.C., which seems like totally unworkable.
It's always about control. They want to control. They want to be able to pick winners and losers and also be able to punish those losers.
But what y'all didn't realize is she just literally admitted everything was cheaper under President Trump's leadership. I don't think that they realize that they telling themselves like that. If you're not listening and paying attention, it definitely will go over your head. Trust me, a lot goes over my head, but that one didn't. You basically just went up there and said, hey, I ruined America. I was a part of ruining it. Yeah, that was me. But I can fix it if you elect me, even though I'm elected already. Yeah, she couldn't even pronounce price gouging correctly. I don't even think I just said it correctly, trying to call her out. Anyhow. They said, man, that video was her proposing a Soviet-style communist price control scheme similar to Venezuela and Cuba. I don't know too much about them, too much in terms of their history, but if it's anything like what we're headed toward, Now it says, if you like shortages, bread lines, hoarding, black markets, and total economic anarchy, does Kamala Harris have a deal for you? The last CNN clip.
Well, the first thing he needs to do, which he's already doing and will continue to do, and will ring true to voters, is continue to point out that all the conditions in the country that Kamala Harris is complaining about, with inflation, high rents, cost of living, that's all a direct result of the policies that she and Joe Biden implemented. So that's number one. You have to lay the blame where the blame goes, and it's right at her feet. You cannot allow her to pretend as though she is disconnected. Number two, he needs a clear message on her plan. I mean, this is if you want product shortages, if you want black markets, if you love bread lines, if you love hoarding, and if you like, I don't know, communist style anarchy on the streets of America, this is the plan for you. This is not a serious plan. This is a set of pandering from someone who has no idea what they're doing and doesn't want to take responsibility of the problems they've caused. She wasn't merely a bystander. She cast votes that caused the inflation. You can't trust her to fix the inflation. That'll be the message that Donald Trump runs on, and I think the American people already believe that, so it ought to be pretty easy to sell.
I gotta say, this guy hit it right on the nail. Because everything that Kamala Harris is proposing for us during, for this election, and if she wants to be president, these are all of the things that we had when Donald Trump was the president. Literally. Y'all just forget that. I don't know. Memory is super short for some reason. I don't get it. But this guy, he just absolutely destroyed CNN, the CNN panelists. CNN has actually been, honestly, I've been seeing some balanced viewpoints, not completely balanced segments, but some balanced viewpoints that they've been bringing on the show. You know, I don't know if it all really started after that debate with Joe Biden, really. But yeah, let's read some of these comments. I know a few people who watch CNN just for your segments. So good. A disaster waiting to happen in reference to Kamala Harris actually getting into office. Bingo in terms of nailing the truth. You hit it right on the nail. The buck stopped with Joe and Kamala. Great segment. Their faces says it all. I remember those bread lines from 2016 to 2020. Yeah, I don't remember having a long line, if I'm being honest. And if it was long, it's because of the prices was super cheap and everybody was trying to get to it. Now the lines is long because everybody over there negotiating with God on these prices at the register. Like, yo, Lord, please, can you rain down some revenue in this current economic storm that we in right now? So yeah, kudos to him for that, man. This is exactly Kamala's, you know, she has no plan other than honestly copying Trump, because Trump is doing nothing but coming in to clean up what Obama, Biden and Kamala has already done. So anytime he's talking to combat the current conditions. If she's talking to combat the current conditions, she's doing exactly what Trump is campaigning on. You campaigning against yourself. Do y'all not understand this? Kamala Harris is campaigning against herself right now. Y'all gotta really grasp that, understand that. This whole price control plan that she's trying to implement is just trash. Even seeing more, you know what? Today's theme is gonna be watching CNN crush Kamala. Watching her get crushed by her own people, bro. It's something beautiful about it. It says CNN shreds Kamala Harris communist price control plan. And yeah, but let's just play the clip. I'm doing too much yabba-dabba-doing.
Catherine, I read your piece and I heard you just mention it. The federal ban on price gouging for groceries. You are skeptical of this. Why?
Well, first of all, nobody can explain what price gouging means. It's like that old line about pornography. I know it when I see it, in the sense that what does it mean to have an excessive price or an excessive profit margin? That seems to be shorthand for a price or a profit margin that bugs me. That seems too high. So, you know, it's very hard to pin down what this would actually mean. If you look at the legislation that, as I mentioned, is already in the Senate, led by Senator Warren and Senator Bob Casey and a slew of others, the particular way that this is written, which is likely to be the template for any proposal that Harris would eventually embrace, is especially bad in that it just bans excessive prices, grossly excessive profit margins, and says that the Federal Trade Commission can use any metric it deems appropriate to decide what that would mean, which basically says, like, it's not going to be markets, it's not going to be supply and demand that's determining how much your grocery store charges you for milk or for eggs. It's going to be some bureaucrat in DC, which seems like totally unworkable, first of all, for the FTC to be deciding like how much Kroger charges for eggs in Michigan. But it also would be very bad for markets. We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before: Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets. Plenty of uncertainty. And beyond that, the specific way this bill is written might actually increase prices because of some of the other language in it. Things like requiring public companies to disclose in their quarterly reports, their quarterly earnings reports, how they're setting prices, which is a great way to help them collude, which normally we don't want them to do. So anyway, the devil's in the details, I guess, for that bill, but it's really hard for me to imagine any form of legislation that preserves the spirit of what she's proposing that would not be, at best do nothing, at worst cause a lot of harm.
So, Kamala Harris economic plan, it's like a buffet of policy proposals where everyone is invited, but Not everybody is sure if they like what's on the menu or they don't like the taste of what's being served, for sure. Now, remember, these are the sentiments of CNN, of all people. These are the sentiments of CNN. The surprise comes just in that. Look, we're not trying to get set back. And now I fully understand and grasp what they meant by, they're gonna take us back to Venezuela and things of that nature, and the Soviet Union and all that. It's just what she's proposing is not gonna work. If anything, it's just going to make everything harder. Okay, y'all trying to include more government, oh my god. Let me go take a nap.